Hi, I'm John Tucker. Welcome to this week's edition of Lake Media's Wrap-Up here at Lake of the Ozarks. This week we're going to talk first about a couple of programs that are testing the lake's water quality. And with me first is Rance Burger, our Lake Sun reporter. Rance, I guess there's a couple of studies that are going on about the lake's water quality.
That's why we've got a couple of stories coming out in the Lake Sun, is because you can get confused by just the amount of testing going on. We're in the fifth year of a 5-year baseline study that's been going on since 2007 to check E. coli bacteria. Most people here at the lake are very familiar with it. It shifts upstream every year, so this year we're at mile markers 60 through 90 all the way up by Truman Dam, so that's going to be going on throughout the summer. And we're also in the first year of a 3-year study on mile markers 1 through 19 to measure the effect of rainwater runoff on lake's water quality. And when we talk about water quality, we use E. coli bacteria to measure that.
So the second one is essentially what type of insecticide, what happens if you use insecticides on your lawn and what they might do to the quality of the lake. Or
it's just anything at all on waterfront property that can flow downhill and enter the lake is of concern, because anything that goes with rainwater can have contaminants. So fertilizers, pesticides, animal waste, you name it, if it enters the lake, it can be potentially harmful.
Now, we have all these tests. We continue to hear about tests from the media, outside media, things like that. Bottom line is, what are these tests saying to us so far?
There's a big correlation between heavy rain causing a high volume of E. coli to enter the lake at one time, but of those high E. coli samples, we were talking about 1,400 total water samples over 4 years. Only about 40 of them have had high, elevated levels of E. coli that are of concern. And it's only when a site repeatedly tests high for E. coli that investigators from the state government really go to work.
So am I going to grow a third ear if I go swimming in the lake?
Well, you should know that. You did it 40 consecutive days, and you're a 2-eared man just like the rest of us.
But we shouldn't drink the water. It's okay to swim in.
Don't drink in it. It's fine to go swimming. We'll continue to break down these studies and put out the latest information, of course, in the Lake Sun and on lakenewsonline.com.
All right, thanks, Rance. Up next we have Charis Patires, who is our Lake Lifestyles and Vacation News Editor. She has some information on this first official summer weekend here at Lake of the Ozarks. So what do we have? Tell us what we got.
There are a lot of things going on Saturday. The first event is a auction for animals. It's the first event of its kind on here. It's held to raise money for Blue Moon Animal Sanctuary. They are a no-kill animal shelter. They just rescue animals around the lake area. So that's a good cause to go help out and support.
Great. How many items? They got a lot?
Yeah, there's a couple hundred. I think there's about 200 items that are going to be available for auction at the Elks Lodge in Osage Beach.
Great. And now there's also a couple ways to keep in shape this Saturday as well?
There are 2 5Ks going on. There's one in Lynn Creek. It's called the Firecracker 5K and 10K. It's 2 races. You get to pick one or the other. I guess you can try to do both. But there's a 3-mile and a 6-mile, and it's to benefit the Camden County Museum and the Child Advocacy Council as well. 2 charities are going to split the money.
And the chief of Lynn Creek, Trevor Dowdney, will be once again running with the kids?
Yep, there is just a small race for those kids that can't do that kind of a distance, just so they can participate in the event. But he's called Beat the Chief, and so he's going to take the little ones and I guess compete with them just before those 2 races begin.
That's neat.
Yeah.
And then one other race?
Yes, there is. It's at the Osage Beach City Park, and it's for the Lake Area Optimist Club. It's a memorial walk run, and it's just 5K, so that's another one you can go to.
And who's that memorial for?
His name is Jason McDowell.
Great.
So yeah, I think they've been doing it for a couple of years.
Good. And then a little music?
Well, there is. At the Camdenton R.C. Wortham Theater, there is the Springfield Symphony. It's coming down to perform on Saturday as well.
And I'm betting there's all sorts of other stuff.
There is. There's a lot going on. Those were just Saturday's events, but you can look on the lakeonline.com for a full list of everything that's going on.
I'm here now with Kai Raymer, our sports writer for the Lake Sun. Kai, I understand that the Camdenton High School baseball team has been having a pretty good summer this far.
Yeah, Legion team, they got off to an 8-0-1 start. The school season ended in kind of a tough way. They lost a close game in districts,
Yeah.
but so far in Legion season, they've done really well.
And what's their record?
They were 8-0-1. As of last week, they won the first game of a doubleheader with Warsaw. They also won the Rolla tournament a couple weeks ago, so they are bringing home some wins.
Now that's in the last couple of years they have kind of built into. They're almost getting to the point where they're a 500 ball club or
Yeah,
so.
Mulder, has been here a couple seasons. Coach Matt Mulder. I think he'll be in his third year next year, and they're starting to make some slow improvements. He's starting to notice some improvements. They'll have a good senior class next year. A lot of standouts are going to be coming back, so expectations are slowly starting to rise.
Great. Now, if you want to see them play, where would a good place to see them play, say, this weekend?
They play this weekend. They are the host team for the Route 66 Classic. They play Friday. First game's at 9 o'clock, and they'll play later that day. And then Saturday they play starting at 3:30, and then if they make it far enough, they'll play in the championship on Sunday. So it's a weekend of baseball at the new ball field.
That's great. I haven't been there yet, but it does look like a great ball field.
It's very nice. They got distance signs down the outfield. They have a new scoreboard, bleacher seating, a nice concession stand. It's a very nice little ball field to come and watch a game.
Thanks, Kai, and thanks for joining us here at Lake Media this week. Have a great weekend. Looks to be a great weather here at the lake, and we look forward to seeing you here.